5. We're down here at our mineral pit. We've had this going since last year, and if you can take a quick pan down, you can see there's the depression that we got out last year with the shovel and the rake. Of course, it's filled with leaves now. We got the shovel again and the rake, so we'll go ahead and clean all these leaves out. This is about a 12 by 8 or so pit, maybe a little bit bigger, depending on how much leaves I scrape out of there. Last year we used Sportsman's Choice, I think was the mineral that we put in there. This year I got something a little bit different. Got the Imperial Whitetail brand, the 30-06 mineral vitamin supplement. The vitamin is vitamin A in there, and minerals, of course, the protein, the calcium, and we have a little bit of the BoneDmonuim, and that's a little bit of a feed and a little bit of mineral attractant. Also has a pretty good smell to it. And also have a couple of these. These are actually performance drinks, something that you would mix up in some water yourself and drink for yourself. The tropical fruit flavor, and has a nice list of vitamins in the back: magnesium, sodium, potassium, all the kind of stuff that you want to get into your deer at this time of the year. And this is early spring, and now is definitely the time you want to be setting these mineral pits up. If you set the mineral pits up in September or October, as you go into all you're really using them for is an attractant. They're not really doing anything for the deer as far as antler growth. Yeah, it's going to make them a little bit stronger for the winter, and that's great. But if you're trying to really improve your herd, now's the time. Get out there and get those mineral pits dug in now. This is very rocky soil, clay soil. So one thing about that, I don't have to come back and refresh the site as often. Now, down at the farm down in lower Delaware, where I've showed you a few times, if I did a pit down there, that is very sandy soil, and those minerals, the calcium, the potassium, magnesium, that leaches right down through the soil real quick. So if you have sandy soil, get out there like every month or every 3 weeks or so, refresh your site, because you're going to lose a lot of that through the very sandy soil. So again, if you got the rocky clay soil, don't have to come out here as often. I'll probably come out here maybe one more time during the summertime, and then a little bit, not too close to hunting season where we break any regulations, but closer into the fall, and then go ahead and just put a little bit more down as a final, and then that'll be it for the year. We don't run into any issues about baiting deer or anything like that. So make sure you check your game laws. So, but I didn't think it was that expensive. I thought it was pretty reasonable. I'll turn one of the bags over, and we'll show you what it's got on the back. Just a little bit about how to set it up. But you can see you got some nice calciums in there, phosphorus, sodium chloride, magnesium. So it's got a lot of good things for it. Of course, maximum antler development. This time of year, of course, the does are passing those on to the still unborn fawns that have been born yet. We still got at least a month to go, or a little bit more, about a month before they're born. But then again, they're going to be passing on those vitamins through their milk after they're born. So that's certainly good to get your deer herd up and running. In Pennsylvania, everybody kind of knows the deer herd is spotty. Some areas is great, some areas it's really been kind of wiped out with the allocation of doe licenses. That's another story altogether. But what we're trying to do really is rebuild our herd here. It was great for a few years, and then they changed a few things, and it really dropped off. I think personally, a few too many doe licenses, a few too many guys just shooting at anything that's brown. And that's, that's up to the hunter. I'm not going to say one way or another whether you should or shouldn't do it, but what we're trying to do is really rebuild things, get these deer nice and healthy again, get some our does having at least 2 fawns, possibly 3 if it's a big doe. So really get that population up. This area can support it. It's not browsed out yet, or at all really, especially, you know, it's early spring, so it really doesn't look like anything, but once these leaves come in, there's plenty of browse for them to eat. And of course we do have our field up there, and we have a little bit of corn supplement up there, so we're doing anything we can to try to get this property up and running, really make it successful for us. It's been a couple of lean years, but we'll go ahead and do that. We'll stop the camera. What I'm going to do is rake all this area out, hit the shovel, maybe get some shovelfuls, overturn the dirt just a teeny bit, and then we'll go ahead and start spreading our mineral out. So I'll be back in a few minutes once this is all cleared out, and we'll go ahead and start spreading our minerals in there, and finish it up. Get freaking bit up. One thing with this site, one of the reasons why we selected it, about 75, maybe 100 yards or so, there's a natural spring that comes down here. So we have a little bit of a water source. We have the area that the bedding in down below, water source, and the pit. So that's one of the reasons why we selected this area too. So if you have a water source around your mineral pit's always a good idea. That's one of the reasons why we chose this site. Rocks out of here. Alright, we'll go ahead and, these are 20-pound bags. Start to spread these in. If you watched last year's, you may remember that the mineral was green. This is more of a, kind of a rust color. Really going to put it on nice and heavy. There's our 40 pounds. Go ahead and put this is more of a little bit of an attractant, a little bit of a mineral, a little bit of a feed, so it's kind of everything at once. Last year I put the mineral block right in the center, one of those buck lickers. This time we're going to just go ahead and do this right in the center. This is that sort of greenish color. You can actually see some food pellets in there. So I'm sure some things are going to come in there and grab that. And lastly is our actually drink mix. Again, vitamin A, C, calcium, magnesium, chromite, sodium, potassium. So a lot of good stuff. It just basically attracts them, but you're also doing a little bit for it. I've actually heard of guys putting butterscotch pudding mix into their mineral pits just as something to get it started, get the deer know where it is. Now, this herd, they probably know where this is, and if they don't, they're going to know where it is soon enough. Oh, if it'll all stay in there. So they're going to smell that from quite a ways out. Hopefully come in, and again, shouldn't really have to mess with this pit. You see how much chemicals down here, or see how much minerals down here. It's going to last quite a long time. Probably won't have to come back and really do anything with it. It's all about the July time frame, maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and freshen it up just a tad. We'll see how it is, see how much chemicals left. Really depends on the rain, the weather, how much we get, but we're just about ready to go with this. We'll get a game camera set up against that tree where the backpack is, and hopefully we'll be able to give you a little bit of 6 or 8 week progress as we come back and freshen it up like we did with the one last year. So this White Rook 85, signing out from Camp Goat Time, deep in the woods, Pennsylvania.